You see Clayton Murphy, he jogs off the track. That's a mental warfare game right there. I'm still have enough left in the tank, and I'm going to show you the next round.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, a little bit of a masterclass with Clayton. We're going to be breaking down the prelims that happened last night, as it is the morning of the semifinals here in beautiful Eugene, Oregon. Sitting in the back of our Airbnb, chilling out for the day. We got a good old 9 hours until the race, so plenty of time to break down last night's race, kind of let you guys know what I was thinking during it, what my execution plan was, and how I executed that, and a little bit of my thoughts going into tonight. When I'm expecting, maybe for the rest of the weekend. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. We're putting out a lot of content this weekend here in Eugene. Alex is killing it behind the camera. If you guys haven't already, for whatever reason, you haven't seen me on IG, make sure to go over there on Instagram, Clayton Murphy. A lot of cool reels over there, as well as go catch up on the past workouts I've done leading into USA's. We pretty much documented every workout since Prefontaine. Just kind of give you guys a little insight in exactly what I do leading into these national championships. And what I've done to prepare on the track. So without further ado, let's get into yesterday's race. Preliminary rounds, top 3 advance, and then the next 2 fastest times. For whatever reason, USATF changes that all the time. Don't ask me why. I knew going into it that I really just had to execute my own race, execute what I wanted to execute, and I could, as long as I didn't really screw up, I could make it through, and I had to focus on that. But I really wanted to focus on a little bit of more executing my exact race plan through 600 meters, as well as physically kind of pushing a little bit, just to kind of open up a little bit. I think a lot of people maybe are scared about when they have rounds about maybe pushing it a little harder on the first day or two. And I think there is a place for that. I think your body opens up, especially when somebody like myself who trains for rounds like this. I don't train for one-off races as much as I train for this exact national championship. So my body's built on running day 1, coming back running day 2. So for me, running yesterday was crucial for me to feel better today, to be honest. So, password. We're back at it. So let's get at it. Lane 3 for the preliminary rounds. It is based on random lane draw, I believe, going into it. But the heats are seeded based on the declared list. I'm going to wing it. Multiple different rules out there. That's a whole nother video. We can get into all of that. Doesn't not line up with a laned event. Let's just say that. So yeah, lane 3. Busted out the speed suit for you guys. I think it's going to stay all weekend. I like it. But we got Derek Holdsworth and Eric Sawinski are the 2 guys that I'm kind of keying off of using racing in this race as my 2 focuses. Derek ran really well at Portland Track Festival. Eric ran really well at New York. So those guys have proved they're in that 145 shape for sure. Know that the guys are fit and sharp coming into this race. Funny enough, the stickers do not stick on our uniforms this year at all. 0 stick. So it's kind of pointless for those, to be honest, unless we pin them. Kind of go through introductions here. We had a really, really, really long hold for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Maybe the gun wasn't ready for the first race of the day. But we get out hard here. I was a little bit hesitant off the rip. I wasn't as aggressive as I probably wanted to be, but also I wasn't as warmed up as I wanted to be here. I have a little bit of the stomach issue still lingering from the weekend, so I kind of cut my warm-up off a little bit earlier than I normally would, expecting to maybe do 1 or 2 really hard strides prior to going out to the track. Wasn't able to do that because of the call room setup. So really the one warm-up stride I did on the track in the first 100 meters was my kind of turnover to get my body going. So once I kind of opened up as we hit the break here, as I have it paused here, that's when I kind of started to open up in the strides. If you go and see the splits, I actually ran faster the second 100 than the first 100. And so we get rolling here. I'm in lane 3, and as I told you guys plenty of times before, be very careful about cutting all the way across, especially from the outer lanes. And on the inside lanes, make sure you hold that outside lane, or hold the outside of your lane, or even just kind of move a little bit out. I kind of stay right there in lane 3. It's hard to tell from this front on shot, but I'm clear of everybody to my right except for the far outside BYU runner. So I know I kind of had to just put a little bit of speed in, I guess you would call it. A little bit of acceleration in to kind of get up behind Eric. I slid right there into second place very comfortably, going through the first 200 there, 25, whatever we went through in. And at this point, I knew we were going to string out a little bit. I knew Eric kind of had taken the pace out here. Just kind of sat on the rail here, been as relaxed as possible, as controlled as possible. One of my keys going into that first 200 was to really be able to pick my spot, pick where I wanted to be, pick the exact spot in the race that I felt comfortable and felt confident being in, and not let anyone else dictate that. I was able to do that. And then this middle part of the race from about 200 to 600 was about control, about really running relaxed, but also staying focused, staying engaged, practicing what I'm going to run tonight and in the finals here. Staying locked in the back of Eric. He puts on a little surge here at 400. I kind of react a little slowly. I wasn't as urgent as what I needed to be in, say, a semifinal or final. But again, preliminary round, I knew we were pretty clear here at this point. And going into the backstretch, it was a little windy yesterday, so didn't want to force the issue. I could have pulled up on him, but just kind of closed that gap down and down and down as we got to 600 meters. About right here, you can kind of see going into the 600 meter mark here, like 118, 119. You can see the big new video board on Hayward. That's at that opposite of the finish line side of the stadium. I could tell we were pretty clear here at this point. So again, just kind of pulled up on the Eric. Didn't want to run any further distance or put myself outside in the curve. Didn't feel like I needed to do that yet. And then as we get here to the outside, just kind of sling myself to the outside in case there's all of a sudden a massive move that I'm not seeing behind me. Eric swings out wide, opens the door for Derek coming down the front stretch. But there's a lot of look backs here, almost in the sense of surprise that we were as clear as what we were. I think that's what I was trying to double check, that I was seeing what I was seeing so many times. Wanted to just control myself coming in, cross the line, tell Derek good race, good win, and jogged off the track. One, to get out of the sun. Two, to just shake out the legs from the race. It's what I do in workouts all the time. So in a race like that, where I'm able to just to kind of get those legs flushed out as much as possible. And then three, I didn't want to leave it all out there on the track. You guys can fill in the blanks there. So yeah, good overall day. The replay here, look back, really controlled here. No reason to push for the win in the preliminary round like this, especially when I'm having a little bit of stomach issues. And we were so clear of that. Had they been a little closer in the back, maybe I'd push for a win and take it. But at that point, the three of us were well clear. We were ready to move on to the next round. And I feel like I set myself up pretty well for tonight. So I'm super excited. 7:46 goes off Heat 1 live on CNBC and Peacock. Make sure you guys tune in for that. I hope you guys are enjoying the rest of this content. We'll be breaking down the semifinals. We'll get that out Saturday to you guys. And then the final is on Sunday. So enjoy the rest of USA's as well. Drop your comments below, maybe who your dark horse to win an event is. I'm kind of curious. I'm watching all the other events. I think Fred Curley obviously showed a lot of people in the 100 meters that he's here to play. I think Vernon Norwood's here to play in the 400s. So drop below maybe who your dark horse is to win your favorite event, and have a little discussion. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Otherwise, have a good weekend.